Did you know that right before your greatness comes into physical reality, right before your biggest manifestations, you are going to be at the worst point in your journey mentally? Right before that manifestation, you are going to get the most doubts, the most uncertainty, the most negative feelings. That is the clear indication that you are about to hit a breakthrough. Now, why is that? It all has to do with what I call the plug-in, the ego. You see, think about your conscious mind. Your mind is the following. Your ego likes routine. It likes certainty. It likes clarity. It doesn't like to give up control. How manifestation works is when it's time for you to achieve whatever it is you're desiring, your higher self will step in and take over the lead. The stepping in is the struggle of power, and that's what you will feel when you're in your doubt. It's your ego's last stand. It's the ego throwing everything at you. Call it the kitchen sink, call it everything, because it knows it's about to lose. So whenever you're experiencing that phase, that's when you must become calm and happy, because you are about to experience a new version of reality. The thing about the mind is, the mind can only see temporary. The soul can see eternal. When I talk about the soul, I'm talking about your authentic self. And your higher self always sees the big picture, have everything mapped out and laid out for your experience. As I said, I call the mind a plug-in, because it's not you, you're not your mind. It's an adapter you're using. So if you're experiencing that right now, maybe you're experiencing what you call your version of the void, where you're at your darkest point, where you're feeling a lot of negativity, a lot of doubt. I'm here to comfort you and tell you that it's about to happen for you. How am I so sure? Well, because I experienced the same thing, the same phenomenon when I was manifesting winning the lottery, right? To get my car. It was the worst point in my journey. It was like the worst 3 months before I won. I had the worst 90 days. Like everything was going against me. Everything. This was breaking down. That was happening. Job stuff, mental health, all type of stuff that I wouldn't normally do or normally experience. I was like, why are all these things just happening? But now I look back in retrospect and I saw what was really happening. I was transmuting to the reality that I deserved. Hey, my school fam, Madeline, how you doing, Madeline? And that's exactly what happened. I was reborn, rebirth. My mind totally had a new transformation. And that transformation is what led me to the path I'm on right now. And the same thing is happening for you right now. So, you know, the multiverse will send us signs and motivation and things to keep you going. Well, this is your sign right here. This very video you're watching, because it'll only find you who are in that final state of your void, when you're at the worst point with your doubts and your worries. And I'm here to tell you, don't worry, be happy, because you're about to experience your joy, your manifestation, because that's how it always works. Remember, it's okay to complain, but it is not okay to dwell in the complaint. Of course, it's hard, but once you understand on the other side of hard is easy for continuous, then it's not hard. And of course, once you will understand and learn what's happening, it becomes easy. So if you're ignorant and you didn't know it, and now you watch this video and you see what's happening, now you can relax and chill, because you're moving it. What do you do when you're in that state? You just let it flow. You don't push or do anything. You don't exert any energy because it's out of your hands right now. You can't do anything. You can't control that. It's going to take form. It's going to take place. It's a battle between your higher self and your ego. And you can't fight that battle. You're only going to get what we call battle wounds, shrapnel stuff. Ego making you feel, using your subconscious to make you feel doubt. It's all designed to take you away, to take your focus, to stop visualize, stop manifesting it. That's the sign that your ego is on its last draw. And most individuals don't know this. Okay? And that's the biggest sign as well. I just saw the comment here that you are ascending spiritually. Because in order for you to reach the level that you want to be consistent in manifesting whatever it is, success, your total supremacy in reality of your desires, you have to overcome your conscious mind's nagging, your ego. You can't destroy your ego, but you can repurpose it. You can have a different perspective on it, and that the perspective will ascend you spiritually. So that's what you're experiencing. You're experiencing that shift or that change. And just, what's the saying? It's always darkest before the dawn. Well, that's exactly what's happening. And I look back, those 90 days, man, it was really tough. But now I knew why it happened, and it had to happen. And I'm grateful, and I'm happy it did happen. Because if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have my testimony. I wouldn't be teaching and showing you. So you got to be happy too, because you're going to experience the same thing. So whatever it is that you're manifesting or desiring now, it's getting ready to come into your physical form. So now you just got to be in the state now of expecting it now, and flowing with it, and just keep your vision straight to the point, because it's going to happen. You're going to receive it. You can't miss it. The fact that you're getting a lot of doubt now is the mind is really, really on edge. See how that works? Yes. So the ego is not the subconscious. The ego always uses the subconscious. The way it normally works is your conscious mind directs your subconscious mind what to experience and what to create. For example, when you say in your conscious mind, why am I always so broke? Why I never have good luck? You're instructing your subconscious mind to show you why you're always broke and you're not having good luck. You would think by you asking a question, you get the solution to fix the question. No, your subconscious literally takes anything you say from the conscious mind and manifest it. So this is why you have to be aware and know how to use your words and languages, because once it gets to the subconscious, it can't think like your regular mind can. So always remember, your regular mind also does not create any reality. It only observes from the instructions it gives to the subconscious. So if you say to yourself, in a question, why am I so wealthy and successful? Now your subconscious takes the instructions from the ego, which used the question, why am I so wealthy and successful? Even if you're currently not, the subconscious shows you why you're so wealthy and successful by making a physical reality to prove to your mind, your ego, why you're wealthy and successful. So your mind can accept it, and that becomes reality, and you can move on. That's how it always works. Everything must become congruent with your expectation. Your thoughts must become congruent with your reality. See how that works? And this is the secret of all secrets, that you must remember, that it's always darkest before the dawn. You're always going to get some kind of doubt, because your mind will always resist in this process. My personal process of manifesting is a certain mind state. So I'm beyond the techniques now. Techniques are good when you're a beginner, but once you have gained the knowledge and understanding, you can move to a mindset. So what I do, I put a certain mindset in the back of my consciousness, and that runs on autopilot. So every day, I don't have to do all the techniques. I can do one or two, or I can do them very sparingly, intermittently, and I still get my results a lot faster and quicker in this. And this mindset is something that I'm now teaching and putting in. And if you want to get into this mindset and develop this mindset, then I recommend you to get into my school community. It's somewhere in this description or link here. But that is where I teach you systematically to develop that mindset. I can't do this mindset on this video. So if someone's asking, well, why aren't you just talking on this video? It doesn't work like that. It's a system. You have to do a lot of things to get to that mindset. I can share some broad aspect of it, but it still won't get you to the point. So you would have to get into the school, and then you'd have to see how it works. So let me tell you how the mindset thing works. Basically, I trained my brain to become more plasticity, plasticity. So what I'm doing is I'm training your brain to become neuroplasticity. Basically means I'm going to wire your brain a certain way. And if your brain is wired a certain way, you're going to view reality a certain way. And if you can view reality a certain way, reality have no option but to give you what you view in that certain way. And I'll tell you the mindset I put in there. It's very simple. It's a mindset of expansion versus contraction. And if you're a part of the school community, you know this, you see the results, you guys know what you got to do. Every day you log in, you have assignments, you have work, homework, so to speak. You have to do these things to get your brain to that. So if you really want to take it to the next level, school is for you, and you won't regret it. People are manifesting more money, more business success, more connections. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about it. I'll let it speak. You can speak for yourself if you're in it. But the key is this, that when you can see reality from a certain angle, right? And you can see reality from any angle if you want to, because reality is subjective. So when you develop a certain angle to view your world, the world will respond to the angle you view it. So let me give you some angles that people view their world in. Here they are, very basic angles. Here it is. They either view their world in lack, scarcity, or abundance. Unfortunately, there's no in between. Someone may say, well, what about middle ground? Nope, there's no middle ground. You're either on lack or you're either on abundance. There, you can't be middle. Why can't I be middle? Because it doesn't work like that. Your brain processes information in expansion or contraction. Yes, the link, the school link, you know what? I should have started advertising this school thing a long time ago. But you know me, I don't like to push stuff. But you know what? I said to myself, my higher self said to me, hey man, if you got information that's going to change people's lives, you better start pushing it. So I'm doing what it's telling me to do. Because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, someone could be sitting at home right now, and because I'm not proactive in promoting my school, that's selfish. They could be missing out on an opportunity to change their life. So if I'm going to just promote it, and who it resonates with, they'll get into it and change their life. Who it doesn't resonate with, it's all fine. But the link is in the bio. So if you're watching this on TikTok, it is going to be in the bio of my profile. If you're watching this on YouTube, it will be in the pinned comments. Okay? So once I teach you to develop the expansion mindset, then that's when your game really changes. That's when you don't have to do all that technique. Yeah, the link is in my bio. You don't have to do all the techniques. And all you have to do is when you go into school, you make sure you check in to where I put the information and make sure you do it, and you follow everything I put. As long as you follow everything I put in there and you do it, I listen to what I'm saying to you. I guarantee your results. Guarantee. Okay? How can I guarantee results? Well, our brain primarily works the same way, right? Our brain works the same way. Our brain wires the same. So you're going to guarantee. Someone asked me, when will people respect me and treat me differently? When you change your perspective of reality. Listen to this. Whenever you change your perception of reality, did you know it also changes your identity of yourself? Yeah. Because the self is tied to perspective, to perception. Remember this, people. It's a subjective multiverse. Quantum physicists won the Nobel Prize 2021 or 2022 for showing quantum entanglement to be an actual real phenomenon. So we already knew it, but they solidified it. So it basically means it's non-local. It means that there is no materialistic world. It doesn't exist. So you can change your life on demand if you desire to do it, if it's something you want to achieve. And the beauty is, you will see it and you will notice it. You will feel it. And you will look back and you will say, man, I'm so happy. I made the decision to finally invest in myself and change my life. You know, your mind doesn't want you really to invest in yourself. You know that, right? The plug-in will always thwart you from taking decisions that will affect your life. This is why so many people don't make moves. They use the old saying, I'll wait for the perfect time. Unfortunately, no such thing exists. The perfect time is when you do it right now. That's a trickery of the mind. That's a program of the Matrix. The Matrix will tell you to wait to see what happens. No, my friends. Let me give you a big tip so you can move forward. So even if you don't come into my school platform, but let me give you something to get you started, and this will make you think and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to sign up for markH School. Let me give you something. Okay, I'm going to use time as an example. This will help you. All right. Whatever it is that you are desiring right now, right? Did you know there is no separation from you having it and experiencing it right now? So what you're experiencing as separation is actually a illusion or a trick of the brain, of your conscious mind. See, in your regular mind, what it has to do to make sense of your world, it has to put things in organization. So let's use a cause and effect. This happens, then this precedes what happened. It makes sense to your mind processes that, and you move on with your life. Okay? That's called causality. Now, here's what it does with time. It takes time, it compresses time as an illusion, and it goes from past, future, past, present, future. That's called linear time. So that linear time gives you the illusion that your desires are in the future. But unbeknownst to you, they are right here with you right now. Someone just have to teach you to align with it. That's the teaser. That's what the school is basically about. Teaching you to become a master alignment, a master aligner. That's all we're doing, my friends. We don't need to manifest anything anymore because it's already manifest. We just have to become experts at alignment. If you can become an alignment expert, and it's easy to become an alignment expert. It's not hard. Mark, could your higher self deliver prophecies? Yes, of course. Let's go back to the illustration I put forth. Okay? So, since everything is here with you right now, right? That means everything has already happened, right? According to quantum mechanics, time behaves as a block. So everything is happening all at once in this big block. And in the block, there are what we call destinations or coordinates. Over here is your birth. Over there is your middle age. Over here is your death. Over here is your success. If you look down on the block, you can see all of it happening at once. So it means you're both alive, dead, born, successful, all at the same time. It's just where your perspective is. It's just what point of the block are you located at. That's where your consciousness is right now. See that? So right now, you're at this point we're talking about. But unbeknownst to you, your consciousness is also at another part where somebody's already at your funeral. Unbeknownst to you, your consciousness is at the other part where you just came out your mom's womb. It splits up. But it just depends on what part you're tuned into. I'll make it easy for you. You just use your television. On your TV, now they have this new thing on the television where you can have all these channels and streaming service opening at once. You can watch multiple programs all at once. You can have ESPN, NFL, Bravo, and you can turn your screen, you can see everything playing at once. You can't watch all of it at once. So what you do, you see, oh, let me go watch ESPN. Boom, you turn ESPN, but the other stuff is still playing. What did you just do? You just change your consciousness to a particular point. But the ESPN is still playing, you're just on NFL. So whatever's going on ESPN is still going. That's the same thing with you. So right now, this is where you're at. Over there, you're already dead. Over there, you're already alive. Over here, you're already rich. So what I teach you to do is to tune to where you're rich so you can stay there. See how simple that is? Yeah, I love that cowboy hat. That's the big secret, guys. You can multitask, but you can't multitask infinity. You can multitask only a few things. Your brain, our brains can only multitask a few things. Go open up your television right now and put 20 different live streams. You can't watch all 20 of them. Impossible. Your conscience is screaming, which one are we going to watch? Which one are we going to focus on? How much? It doesn't work like that. Guarantee you got to pick one. That's how you're wired. So, okay, I'm going to choose. Ah, man, this is more interesting. Boom. The other one you were watching, does it disappear? It's still there playing. It's just out of your frame of reference. You go back, pops on back. So that basically, that's what it is. So as far as to answer the question, can your higher self see things? Yes. What you see as prophecies aren't actually prophecies or future predictions. They're just a point in the field that's already happening. So because your higher self is the one that's looking down and see everything, right? Remember now, it's a block. You're in this big block. So everything is happening. So your higher self is looking down into the block. You're in the block. So you can't see your whole timeline. You're inside of the box. If you're outside of the block, you could look down. You can say, oh man, look, there's where I was born at. Look at me coming out my mom. Oh man, look at me at 7 years old. Man, I want to go change that right there. Oh man, that point right there, I shouldn't have made that decision at 19. Still playing. Ah, okay, let me move from that. Let me go to where I won the lottery. Yeah, that's where I want to go at. I want to stay right there. Okay, what else? Oh man, look, I didn't even know that. I got more lottery wins coming up down the line. I got a successful bit. Whoa, let me go over there. It's already playing out right now. And your higher self knows it all. So it can tell you, this is why your higher self gives you information on a, what I call a need to know basis. You will never ever get your full picture from your higher self. You cannot see all your biggest dreams and desires. You can't get that. It will overflow your mind. You can't handle all that stuff. So it has to take a, where's my spoon at? Let me get my spoon here. Do I have my spoon? Man, I wish I had my spoon. Dang. You know, I had a spoon here with sometimes in the morning I eat porridge. Sometimes my porridge, like cornmeal porridge, oatmeal porridge, and I have my spoon. But your higher self have to baby feed you like the spoon. Like, here you go. Okay, that's what you need to know for today, Mark. I want more. No. That's for today. What I have to do? Can't override my higher self. He knows more than me. That's my ego. So my ego want more. So I'm realizing, the ego is just greedy. But the point is, it's all there, ready for you to experience. Your job is to just know how to tune in the alignment with it. And that's a missing teaching in spirituality. We're taught a lot of techniques, but we don't really are taught the art of alignment and the art of a mindset. So once you have a state of mind and then you have alignment, you can see the techniques aren't that important anymore, right? Does that make sense to you guys? And that's what it comes down to. And then here's the beauty of this. Once you lock in the mindset, it's like you're a magnet now, and your magnet is always tuned to the frequency of your desires. Because your subconscious mind is going to lock into it. That's called neuroplasticity. So I'll give an example of what neuroplasticity is. All right, let me make it simple for you. So the part of your brain that filters out stuff is called the RAS. You heard of it before, reticular activating system. And there's another part of the brain called mirror neurons. So what they basically do, they look for patterns, look for things. I'm making it simple for you. They look for things that resonate and make emotional connection with you, and they show them up more in your reality. So that's a process of neuroplasticity. So unbeknownst to you, you're reconnecting your brain. So once your brain wires together, it's going to fuse, and that means every single day, that's what you're going to experience it. So people can create plasticity in their brain for constant lack and struggle. No matter how much they try to change it, it's always going to be temporary because it's fused. They don't know. Unbeknownst to them, they don't know. So every time they'll experience always financial bad luck, always these things, and it'll happen to them for years and years and years. And they'll push out of it for a little bit, but it'll collapse back on them again. The pushing out of it a little bit is their willpower, temporary holding off the brain from doing it. But the brain is wired together. The brain's going to override it again. That's neuroplasticity. That's on the negative spectrum. How about the positive spectrum now? Now, when you go put neuroplasticity, so your brain can pick up only what you want, now these people are gonna have success for years and years to come. See that? Because the brain is wired for that. Even if something out of their control happens, the market crashes, the economy goes down, they lose their money, they're not gonna lose their money for long. The brain is gonna pick it back up real fast. They'll be rich again in less than 6 months. Somebody else that's on the same plateau with them that doesn't have the plasticity, they probably will never get rich again, or it'll probably take them 15 years. You'll be there in 3 to 6 months. Let that sink in your brain. That's all I got to leave you with today. Happy manifesting.